You already know exactly who will betray you. The name is already there the moment the question forms. You never have to dig for it, because people rarely hide who they are. They just rely on you talking yourself out of believing what has been in plain sight the whole time. Betrayal is never sudden. It is the slow sum of micro moments you decided were too small to matter. Tiny fractures you kept excusing, kept patching, kept telling yourself were normal wear and tear, until one day the structure finally collapses and you act surprised. People show their intentions long before they ever act on them. The biggest mistake is thinking loyalty is built by time spent in the same room, the same office, the same bar. It is not. Loyalty is built by what someone is willing to lose in order to keep their word. Most people's limit is extremely low. The signs have always been there, and you have felt every single one of them. The first real indicator is inconsistency, not the dramatic kind, the quiet everyday kind that never quite lines up with the image they sell you. They are loud with support when you are winning and suddenly hard to reach when you are not. They apologize with perfect wording, but the behavior never changes. They remember the one time you admitted a weakness years ago and bring it up exactly when it hurts most. These are not random glitches. They are dress rehearsals for the exact move they will make when the stakes finally matter. Betrayal is just emotional absence turned up to 11. People betray you through the same pattern they disappoint you every single day. They simply wait for a bigger stage. Watch anyone on your bad days. The unfiltered moments. The times when you are not shining, not performing, not useful. The one who quietly creates distance when you are low is the same one who will disappear completely when you actually need them. Another dead giveaway is selective empathy. They are perfectly capable of being kind, just never to you when it actually costs them something. They comfort you only when it makes them look good. They encourage you only when it keeps them in the superior seat. They listen carefully, but only to collect material they can reframe and use later. Someone who can be good but chooses when, where, and to whom is running loyalty as a strategy, not a value. And every strategy has an expiration date. If you want to measure betrayal potential, look at their relationship with boundaries, yours and their own. They will push yours in small ways and act shocked when you push back. They will treat their own boundaries like sacred law while treating yours like loose guidelines. They expect automatic forgiveness and read your silence as permission to keep going. They feel entitled to the version of you that benefits them. When you stop supplying that version, they do not adapt. They retaliate. Betrayal becomes their way of rebalancing the equation in their favor. Pay attention to the subtle recoil when you talk about your next move, your goals, your growth. Envy does not announce itself with hatred. It starts with micro-resistance, tiny deflections, questions designed to shrink the conversation back to comfortable size. The person who cannot celebrate your win without a flicker of discomfort will eventually try to sabotage it. Every step you take forward is a reminder of the steps they never took. Watch for information asymmetry. They demand full access to your doubts, your fears, your plans, but keep their own life locked behind a wall after wall. Every conversation ends with them knowing more about you and you knowing nothing new about them. Information is power and they are stockpiling yours. If every talk feels like you are confessing and they are performing, they are already rehearsing their exit speech. Then there's linguistic leakage, the truth that slips out before they can stop it. "I would never hurt you," said far too early. "You can trust me," repeated too confidently. "I don't talk about you behind your back," offered without anyone asking. People only reassure you about violations they have already considered committing. The sharpest predictor is simple. They treat you differently depending on who else is in the room. Warm when it's just the two of you, neutral or cold the moment a bigger audience appears. Helpful when it costs nothing, absent when it might. But the most accurate detector is how your own body reacts around them. The slight tension you can never fully explain. The half-second pause before you share good news. The way your shoulders tighten when their name pops up on your phone. Your nervous system has been keeping score the whole time. Betrayal is not a surprise. It is the moment the evidence becomes impossible to ignore. If you want to prevent it, stop watching intentions. Watch capacity.
Do they have the emotional stability, the self-worth, the moral backbone to stay loyal when it stops being convenient? If the answer is no, betrayal is not a possibility. It is a certainty waiting for the right conditions. You already know exactly who will betray you because you have watched them fail quietly and repeatedly in every area where real loyalty is forged. Consistency when no one is watching, empathy when it's inconvenient, respect for boundaries that are not their own, the ability to celebrate a win that does not belong to them, the willingness to be vulnerable instead of only collecting vulnerability from others. Basic honesty when a lie would be easier. You don't predict betrayal. You recognize the pattern you've been watching unfold for years, and your intuition was never wrong. You just kept waiting for proof you didn't actually need. Talesverser, that name in your head right now is the part of you that never agreed to the lie. One day the mask will drop and everything will happen exactly the way you already saw it coming. And when it does, you won't rage, you won't beg, you'll just feel tired. Because you already buried this alliance a long time ago before they finally pulled the trigger. And that's a wrap, my dear friends. Thanks for hanging out with me. Until next time, stay awesome.